Are you trying to become a powerful leader? Are you trying to transform yourself from follower to leader? You are in the right place. Subscribe and watch this video. First and foremost, let's clarify the biggest misconception. Leader is not the guy that has to be in an organization, in a business environment or in a government environment. No, leader is everyone, because in your everyday life you have to lead in something. Even if you are driving, you are a leader at that moment. Think about it. So, there are two options. The first option is to think as an existing leader, that you lead every day, every moment you act as a leader, unless if you are stuck in your sofa. And B, if you are a follower, you have to see yourself as the guy that is leader in everyday life. But you have no unleash the leader within you and express it. But if you are a leader, you have to see all the other people as a leader. Why? Because they are leaders. So, in everyday life, you act as a leader, even if you haven't realized that yet. But what I want you to do is to start thinking with entirely different way, because this attitude is what makes someone really leader. Leaders think with entirely different way than the mass. End of story. So, why this is important to understand that, to get that? Because the way that you see yourself is the way that you act. It's the way that you send your energy, and this energy defines the next step, the next thinking, the next behavior, whatever it is. But this process is the process that you have to start thinking. You are a leader. You have to be a leader. Every time, every second in this life. Now, what's the biggest frustration for those people, for leaders? The number one frustration or challenge for leaders is self-expression. Okay, self-expression beyond the camera. Okay, that's nice. So, self-expression, because you grew up in a specific environment, you grew up in a specific culture, you grew up in a specific way of thinking, and now you live and act like that. Regardless how much you want to be free, regardless how much you want to be a unique guy to stand out of the crowd, at the end of the day, you act like the way that you decided that is your way. So that's the reason that we say you live in the box. Think out of the box. But let's say that this is the box that you live in. Okay? Okay. And if you see a few videos, they say live out of the box. That's fine. Think out of the box. But how can you do that? How can you make these changes in order to express yourself? Because the way you think, you constrain yourself, and if you constrain yourself, you can't express yourself. Let me tell you a story. I am from Greece. I've been facing a huge difficulty with English language. I've been trying to speak English over 20 years because I had a mental issue in terms of English. So my brain couldn't decode this language, and I learned that doing Tomatis. It's an amazing method. I suggest to check it out. And this realization gave me a lot of answers about my process because it's too strange. So I constrained myself because I couldn't understand, I couldn't speak. And I constrained myself, and you know what? I told myself, oh, it's impossible. You can't do this, you can't do that. And regardless if I had very big success as a coach in Greek people around the world, I wanted to make the difference because I created a very powerful system. I want to share it with the world. So I constrained myself and I put this kind of thinking first. So one day I decided that I don't care what the doctors say, I'm going to do that. So I moved to London and I realized that, look at this. I had some beliefs, patterns, in my brain, and I needed to overcome this when I came to London. And when I did that, something happened in me, and I realized that self-expression was one of my biggest challenges as well. And the self-expression, the cause of the lack of self-expression came from this stuff. And when I set free myself, magically, I started to understand the English language much more. And now I'm doing this video. And I have no teleprompter, I have no anything. And you can't understand that because the way you hear me, okay? Because I set free myself to express what I want to express, what I want to share with others, with you. So, self-expression is the number one challenge for every leader. And you can understand that when you go out and you go beyond of your comfort zone. So, what you have to do is to support yourself to find who you are and to express this kind of guy that you are, because you are very awesome, you are very amazing, And I don't know if you know that, but remember, the world out there, they love to know who you really are. So, they're looking for you to express your real self. And how can you do that? First of all, look for the patterns, beliefs. Look into your culture. What is wrong? What they believe that is wrong, right, and so on. So when you find the patterns, the second thing is to break them and then to replace them with something that is fit with you. Actually, it's you. Remember that you are very awesome, and regardless what the other are going to say, you have to express yourself freely because you are amazing. Remember, live in full excellence.